Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily, Thursday Thoughts. It's Des here, live of course, as I am every week, looking to answer your questions. Got a bit of a theme to go at today, just by chance really, but it's quite good to be honest. It's almost post-lockdown. What are we going to do after all this is over? Which should be an interesting episode. I've got a guy coming in to speak about plans post-lockdown. That'll all become clear as we go on. But looking forward to that. Looking forward to firing a few questions his way. Of course, I'll try and answer your questions the best I can on a Thursday. And with it being live, it puts me on the spot. So hopefully I won't put my guest under too much pressure. I'm really pleased to have him on board. And like I say, all that'll become clear. As ever, just kind of start with a quick rundown on the week so far. We completed the Wednesday workout yesterday. That was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? A few of the guys managed to complete a fractured full marathon over the 4 Wednesdays so far in 2021. Whilst it's not the biggest achievement for some, it is an achievement, and just getting out there, working to the structure, working to the plan, making sure we squeeze it all in during a busy working week. That's half of the problem with the Wednesday workout challenge. But by doing it, they've hit 2021 as the mean to go on. And it's great to see. I achieved it myself. If you saw yesterday's episode, it was me running through 10 miles to complete that. I really enjoyed that. Got some great feedback. So if you've not seen it, give it a watch. I was having to think quite a lot on the spot. So it's good preparation for today. So that was particularly good. And that followed the Tuesday training. Another great solidarity session with plenty getting involved. That's been one of the real highlights so far, hasn't it? So thanks again for that. I've had a good week personally after the difficult news we had to take at the weekend. Myself and Kay, we've managed to sort of carry on doing what we do. Talk about resilience a lot and sort of putting focus into the things you enjoy doing, and we've managed to do that to get over some bad news there and really sort of push on. Whilst the weather's been difficult, whilst I'm particularly busy, I'm really busy today. Not been out for any activity yet, but I'll make sure I get out there, and that's the whole point, isn't it? But whilst the weather's been difficult, we've been able to push on, do the things we do. Fit in a lot as ever. I've managed to take lots of photos of the snow, which was particularly enjoyable. Not even mention one of my tweets got massive response to it. I took a few pictures on Sunday around the river, and it's one of those things that gives me satisfaction. And we're always talking about the small wins, so getting a lot, 1,000 likes on Twitter. It was amazing. It almost went viral again, like that picture from not long ago. But really enjoyed that, really into my activity, completing that challenge. I've done over 100 miles this month for the first time in what seems like forever. All those injury and illness issues seem to be behind me. So it's about just pushing on, keep attacking it, giving it a real go, and fighting forward. I've touched on already, we're going to speak about post-lockdown. So all the things we're doing now are going to put us in a good position when all this is over and we can start enjoying things to the full possibility again, if that's the right word. And of course, tomorrow I'll wake up to walk. It's actually my 200th episode, so that's something to look forward to. Again, without celebrating it too much, it's just one of those small things, a small milestone for me. I never thought I'd do 200, despite the fact I've got intentions to carry on until I get better, until I get a bit more articulate and get the message across exactly how I want to. When you set out, you can't see those sorts of numbers in front of you. So again, it's just about being consistent by trying to be honest and relatable. That's all I try to put across. And if I do get it wrong, it's just evidence that sometimes we all do. And despite the effort we put into things, nothing ever runs smoothly, does it? So really looking forward to that. Not quite sure what I'm going to do to mark the occasion. Might just go back to where it all began. So bit of a hint there in the first place. But I'll think about that once tonight's done and dusted. So getting on with sort of tonight's episode, of course, Thursday Thoughts. I asked last week, and the throwback question, as I always do, I like to leave you with one. hopefully your chance to get involved. Have you tried something new before? A challenge, a target that you decided to carry on doing long term? Do you know, I asked this because we've been talking a lot about challenges, targets, seeing out January, whether people have not quite made it and how we pick ourselves up again. But the reason I thought it was quite interesting is because basically the reason I started running wasn't because I wanted to run. I did it to lose weight. I've said that a lot through DOdaily, and it was something that helped me lose weight. And then I thought, for quite a while, I thought I'd probably stop and not do it once I'd lost the weight. And then, as I spoke about yesterday, I fell in love with running, and and I got so much enjoyment from it. It's something that I had to take forward. It did so much for me that I was determined to carry on. And whilst I've never found it easy, it never is. It's hard work most of the time. What I did speak about yesterday was that point where you actually love it, feeling the love for it. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship. So it's something that I stumbled across and really took forward. So I thought if anybody else had any ideas like that, it'd be interesting to hear them, So I just got a couple of responses to that. Kay, yourself, something I've stuck by in the last couple of years is trying to do 30 minutes every day. It's not something to shout about, just in case it doesn't happen. But I've been trying to impose that for a bit of personal coaching I've been doing in January. I've done a thing locally called Iron Jam, where I'm working with 1 or 2 people, just to be a minimum, what we can at the moment, to try and encourage better habits, better creating targets, talking about what we're doing to motivate us to get through. And Kay sort of picked up on the 30 minutes every day. She's never been a keen walker. She loves her running just like myself, but she's now keen to do the 30 minutes every day. And that's a great thing to sort of take forward, isn't it? It's possible most of the time, whilst it might not be possible absolutely every day. I definitely encourage you to get in at least 30 minutes, even if you can't do that much. 15, 20, just getting out there and being active is the most important thing. Dawn, again, she's done some sort of activity every day since October. She's really pleased with herself for taking that on. Been working to various challenges to varying degrees of success, but she says she's getting a lot fitter for it, and a lot more consistent. And that's something we spoke about a lot this week, isn't it? Working hard for consistency, so she's going to take that forward and try and continue that activity streak. Whilst it's not the most strenuous activity every day, she's getting out, making the most of the daylight, trying to use her lunch breaks wherever she can. And slightly different to those two, but again, along the same lines, Davna, we've been talking a lot about these different challenges, whether it's eating different things, looking at a diet, looking at our sleep patterns or drinking. And Davna, she says, despite the fact she doesn't drink all the time, what she's been trying to do is, she doesn't drink much at once. She tends to drink little quite often, if I can say it that way. What she's while she didn't think it affected her before, she's abstained this month. So what she's gonna do is kind of put that in every other month, because she has felt a difference. Even though she doesn't drink too much, she's felt a difference in not doing that. And I can honestly say I've abstained from drinking quite a lot over the last sort of 6 months, on and off. I did 100 days, and then I followed that up in January with another 30 days after drinking for about 30 days. I can assure you I feel a lot better for it. Whilst I like it, whilst I enjoy the social side of it, it really helps with my activity. It's helping me feel a lot fitter and better again. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just a few ideas there. That was all that was really I was trying to sort of achieve by that. People might just take that on board and just realise that they can do it themselves. But getting into the questions, like I said today, there's a bit of a theme about post-lockdown. The first question's from John. What are you most looking forward to post-lockdown? Is the first part to his question. Then he follows that up by saying, do you see your running streak continuing? Well, to be honest, the thing I'm most looking forward to, despite the fact I talk about running every day and it's a real passion and it's something I like to be involved in. I think we've answered this question quite a while ago now, but I'm glad it's come up again. The thing I'm most looking forward to is the football. I can't wait to get back inside the City ground and watch Forest despite the fact they're rubbish at the moment. Pathetic is probably more of a better word of explaining it. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to getting back in there, watching the game, not just for the game, for the people, for the crowd. It's where I see my friends, it's where I do my socialising. And it feels like a bit of a break. Of course, I work around running. I spend a lot of my time on that. So my football time's kind of my time. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, and getting in there, singing Mulligan Tyre, top of my voice. Probably end up getting all emotional and a bit pathetic over it myself. But there you go. That's what I'm really looking forward to. And the second part to that, do you see your running streak continuing? Well, to be honest, with the running streak, I've got no real plans with that. I've just been doing it. I said again yesterday, I'm enjoying it because I'm feeling like I'm getting some consistency back. And whereas I was going out before, I was doing a few shorter ones, some longer ones, and I was struggling. I was struggling to get through it. I felt up and down with it. What I've done throughout January is do at least 5K a day and 5K most days, to be honest. Whilst I've been building up through the Wednesday Workout Challenge, I've been really sort of just trying to get out there, forget about speed, just do the distance. When I feel like I can put my foot down a little bit, put my foot down. When I feel like I need to just plod round, and when things like the weather get involved, just really take my foot off the gas and just see it through. So I think it's day 89 at the moment. And post-lockdown, I've got no real intentions, of course. Now I'm sort of 11 days off 100. I'm going to try and see that through. And then after that, I've no idea. It's just a case of how I feel. Not this time last year, a bit before sort of the previous year, in the build-up to the Robin Hood Half Marathon, I ran 100 days and I documented that. Of course, I'm an ambassador for the event. Probably see the hoodie, and I was documenting what I was doing. I finished at the Robin Hood Half Marathon, so that was a great achievement. But since then, I've not felt too great personally. So it'd be nice to beat that. But like I say, no real sort of aim with that going forward. Just to keep enjoying it, keep getting the absolute most from it, enjoying it, and getting myself ready for these events that I've spoke about on DOdaily. The Robin Hood Half Marathon itself. I've been looking forward to the late events. I've signed up to the Manchester Marathon, the Reading Half Marathon. A couple of things there we'll speak about a bit later. I'm giving some clues out to the guest who's coming on, but we'll keep going for now. Question 2, again, regarding post-lockdown, is there anything from lockdown you might actually miss when all restrictions have been lifted? There's a lot I won't miss, I don't miss not going to the pub, not seeing my friends. They're the things that really sort of bother me. Not so much the pub, but it's the place where we do see our friends. When we do get a chance to put the running clubs on, meet up as a group on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday and Sunday, it's fantastic. It creates a great social environment. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really can't wait. Can't wait for the events I've just spoken about. But I suppose what lockdown does give us, and this is one of the positives I've taken from it, it does give me a little bit more time to sort of focus on all the things I need to work on. It's great having a fantastic social life. The running and getting out there and having a few drinks and celebrating a bit too much with friends is fantastic. But what it does give me that little bit time to sort of plan my diary a little bit better, plan my sort of events in and what I need to do and when. And it gives me that flexibility as well. I've just mentioned there, not been out for my activity yet because I've had a busy day. But everything's changing in lockdown, isn't it? We're having to get into the new norm, but we can create our own normal, by moving things about, we're adjusting, and that little bit of working conformities. It's not quite a bad thing, is it? It's going out the window a little. Some might see that as a problem because they've got other commitments. Fortunately, I've not got massive commitments other than my running and what I do here with Kay. So I just might miss that extra bit of time. I'm enjoying my weekends as much as I'd love to be doing a lot more. It's great. Sometimes on a Sunday, I take a 3-hour block. I take my phone out of things and I listen to something, probably Most people wouldn't, but it's just something I enjoy, and I just switch off for a couple of hours, and I've made that part of my week. The changes I'm trying to make, it's really, really important. So that answers that. Thanks for the question, Ben. A couple of good ones there. Like I say, both aimed at post-lockdown. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in Mark Brocklehurst. He's actually the marketing coordinator for Robin Hood, for Goldline Events, who run Robin Hood and the Reading Half Marathon. I've got a few questions to ask him, a few things that have been in my way. I thought it'd be good to get him on. Like I say, you listen to me most weeks, droning on about this, that, and the other. So, bit of a change of scenery, different face. I'll bring him in now. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Des. You paused for breath.
I know it's doing this live, but there you go. You know, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, trying to get some information across to people and help them wherever I can. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm a little bit envious of you and your running streak because I've got a bit of a dodgy knee at the minute, which means my running streak has become a walking streak. So I'm trying not to show my envy of you, but you're right. You're exactly right about everything that you were saying about getting out there and enjoying it and so on. So, but hopefully
it's
soon.
Fantastic that you're walking though, because I've spoke a lot on here. I've really got into my walking as well. Whilst I'm running, you know, I've found the benefits of walking. You know, looking at new things. You know, and when you're not, I've spoke a lot about not being fit. You know, I've struggled a bit, as you probably know, over the last year or so. And it's just been fantastic getting out in the fresh air and seeing things slightly different. And one thing I really enjoy, Mark, is seeing people out there. I know we've got to be cautious about distancing and things, but I live close by to the River Trent, which you know well from the event, you know, and you just see so many people, and most of them are abiding by the rules, and it's fantastic just to be out in the fresh air.
I don't know if you've been like me when I've been out on a walk, or even when I've been able to run. If I've gone that little bit slower, I might go down the same route 6, 7, 8 times. But then because I'm going slower, I've noticed something different. There might be a landmark or one of the parks near me I went to, and there's a really big prominent, this park was opened in 18, so on, and it lists a lot of history. And because I've just been on the, blinkered vision, going for my run, going for my walk normally, I haven't given it time of day. And there's actually quite a lot of things around there to notice that I wouldn't have done otherwise.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I've developed this habit of taking pictures and sharing them and tweeting them. And of course, on a Friday morning, I purposely wake up to walk. That's the episode. And I just love doing that. And like you say, you notice something different. And I end up coming back and getting on Wikipedia and going down a rabbit hole about this, that, and why it's there. And it's just fantastic. Yeah. And it just broadens your horizons a little bit, doesn't it?
Exactly. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
I was actually going to ask you about your running, but you've just touched on it there. It's not going so. How was it going?
It was going pretty well, actually. I was saying, like yourself, I very much the same, that if I wanted to, could try to put my foot down, but it was more about just getting some steady miles in. I'm one of these, I don't know, want to offend anybody, but I'm one of these really geeky runners that's got a spreadsheet, and I could tell you what I ran, what day for the last 3 or 4 years. And I miss that. I miss the fact that I get to fill in my spreadsheet and see my totals go up. I set myself a challenge every year about a certain amount of mileage, but it did fall a little bit last year because there were no, like you said, there were no bigger the races to train for. So it was going quite well. I think if you ask the professional opinion on my knee, it was going too well, and I didn't heed the need for rest days, and I think that's what I'm paying the price for now.
Well, it's good to hear that you're doing that, because again, that's something through my illness I was pushing off, but I found by being a bit more, by being patient, by taking it easy, and building up. It's frustrating, but I find it interesting what you say there about the spreadsheet and being geeky, because I don't keep a running spreadsheet, but I don't know if you know, I've been talking a lot about challenges and targets and looking at sort of making changes to my habits in general, sleeping, eating, and these kind of things. And one of the little sort of tips I give out is every day when I open up my computer, I've got a little spreadsheet, like the non-drinking, for example, and I put a little tip, little one, or add one on to the number. And it's just the smallest thing I do. But if I sort of opened my computer and didn't do that because I'd failed, it would drive me a little bit insane. So it's just about whatever works for you, isn't it? You know, that's one of the key things to take from that.
Absolutely. And one upshot of going slower is that, like yourself, I've been able to take more photos. And if I say so myself, I've got some quite good ones lately, just because I've got the time to set it, take the picture. Yeah, that's nice. Save it, carry on walking.
And creating memories as well. Anyway, we got you on to talk about Robin Hood mainly. Of course, a lot of the guys here within Do Running, within the community already take part. We generally have about 40, 50 of the guys who regularly turn up to the event, and we make a big deal over it. We've, like I say, I'm an ambassador, of course. I try to promote it where I can, but we like to sort of really make the most of it. We feel like it's our own event. We're based not far from the start line. It's really important to me. I'll just show you something behind me there.
I'd already noticed. I was having a little sly look online before I came on to talk to you, and I clocked the medals straight away.
There's a little in here somewhere. It's a bit soppy, I know, but it says more than just a race. It was the day me and Kay got together.
Are you after my job?
No,
you are, aren't you?
But yeah, a bit soppy of me that. But there you go. But no, it's a big thing for us, and it's important to me, of course. You know, it was my first Robin Hood, so I thought it'd be great to get you on just to sort of give a bit of an update. Do you know, I've got a few questions to ask. Some of the things that have been posted to me over the last couple of weeks, people know that I am an ambassador, so they'd like to sort of ask me questions, but I thought you'd be able to give a bit of a better insight than I can. So first of all, before we sort of move on, do you expect it to go ahead in 2021?
Well, we wish we had a crystal ball, don't we? We are certainly working towards it. There's just no two ways about it. These races are massive events, and they take a lot of planning and a lot of work. Planning for 2021, well, let's put it this way. Planning for 2020 started as the last run across the line in 2019. So that work has carried on. We're watching and waiting like everybody else, but we're making sure that we're in the best position possible to host the race. And also, we've got time on our side. It is 8 months to go. Things are happening. You know, touch wood, the vaccines are coming through. I don't know if it's like where you are, but there's been a slight reduction in the number of cases. So things are moving in the right direction. And with 8 months to go, you know, as far as we're concerned, we're still going for it. We're pretty confident as you can be in these really strange times, but we just can't 100% guarantee it. But we just really hope that come September, the whole world will be a little bit different to the place that it is in now.
Well, that's fantastic to hear, and it is great to hear it straight from yourself as well. Of course, there's a lot of Facebook experts out there, you know, and there's people got to say on this. Hopefully, again, with my limited knowledge, I'm not trying to be one of those Facebook experts. You know, things light at the end of the tunnel, the vaccination. You know, and if they can get that rolled out quickly, hopefully we can press on.
Exactly.
Are people able to still sign up?
Yep, website is live. It has been live all the time. So you've got all your choices. If you want to have like yourself with the medal and the goodie bag, you can just enter and get a medal only. We've got all sorts, wheelchair, VIP. All the entries are still there, just all on the website. As of course, there's plenty of options to run if you want to run for a charity as well. So everything's on sale.
Okay, and one of the biggest questions I have is for those who signed up last year. What's the situation? How does the land lie with those?
Well, we've worked really hard on keeping in touch with all the runners like that, sending plenty of emails and giving them options. So we put in place a list of options that included a partial refund or a deferral, or even the opportunity to swap the place with someone else. So we had a deadline on that, which was in the summer. And now, so everybody who has entered and hasn't, unless they've told us otherwise, we're looking forward to seeing on the 25th, 26th of September next year. This year even, there we go. It's time travels fast, doesn't it? It's this year.
Almost 8 months to the day.
Exactly.
Plenty of time to train, that's what I say.
Plenty. Even I can train that in that time.
And of course, last year was supposed to be the 40th occasion, and you was looking to market with some different things, I believe. Is that, are you still looking to do that, or is the thought of the COVID restriction sort of, is that going to put a bit of a stop to that?
Whatever we can do within our power to celebrate the achievement, we're going to do. Anybody that's entered in the race already, they're guaranteed they're going to get a special commemorative 40th anniversary medal. So that's for certain. Obviously, as things progress, as we go through the year, we want to make sure that everything is in place. So we'll be looking to bring out a few little bits and pieces, but it's obviously subject to how everything comes through. But all I'd say to everybody is watch this space, but we do intend on celebrating for sure.
And of course, it's just going to be a celebration being out there. The end of the race on the embankment's a fantastic feeling, is it? It is. Every year it's fantastic. In this kind of year, when we can all get, I'm sure you heard what I said about the football there and getting inside the city ground. It's going to be the same. I think at the end of these running events, there's going to be a real special feeling and togetherness again.
I really do, but I also think there'll be an incredible release when you would go 3, 2, 1 and the horn or the gun sounds and the runners make those first few steps. That is going to signify something incredible. It's hard to put into words, but that feeling when you finally cross the start line, it's going to be it's going to be an amazing occasion. We can't wait. Really can't wait.
Definitely, and I know lots of the guys here can't either. Is there anything else you'd like to sort of tell us or inform us? Anything you got planned around the events, the Reading event maybe? Do you know?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because we did announce that the Reading event's been put back to November today. So we've been contacting all the runners for that, because that was due to be in April. So we can't host it in a safe environment. So the decision's made. We did put in the diary though already. So when people entered for Reading at the end of last year, the start of this year, they knew already that if we couldn't function, we couldn't have the event in April, we would have it in November, and that's transpired. So because people are training, we know for a lot of people, it's a big effort to get training, to cover 13 miles. So we came to the decision this week after discussion with all the partners that before people step up the big mileage, let's move it to November and have an occasion that we would love. So it means it's going to be a busy autumn for us, but what an autumn it's going to be. There's going to be such an adrenaline rush for both races. Really,
of course, I think everybody's in agreement that you've made the right call there. I said myself today that whilst I'd love to sort of jump both feet into an event and get that feeling again, I want to do it and feel like it's done properly and safely and not kind of be looking over our shoulders at COVID and what the potential risk to it.
I mean, exactly on that. I mean, you said before about the 40th, what can we do? Well, all we can control is how often we keep people updated. And we look to do that for both races, but in this case for Nottingham, there's always going to be a social post where we'll ask for engagement. This week we asked for tips for running in the cold or for something like that. So we will always let the runners know. We're quite keen to keep everybody informed, so that when you do come to a position like we had to do last year for the race, to make a decision that it would have to be moved to this year for Nottingham, people are informed, they've got all the information, they know what we do, and they're more sort of on board with it. I think if you just kept from people and didn't, give the people the truth, all of the facts, so to speak, then that's when people become antagonized. But we've been really open, we've been really clear about what we're intending to do, why we want to do it. And on the whole, people have been absolutely fantastic and very understanding.
Well, that's great to hear. I think if we can all approach it in that spirit, that'll be fantastic. Well, thanks a lot, Mark. I really appreciate you coming in. I'm just trying to do something a little bit different here and build the channel and make it slightly more interesting as time goes on for people. So I appreciate you coming on. I'm sure the guys will as well. Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.
Good luck with all the planning and preparation for the events. Hopefully there's not too many hiccups along the way going forward.
I know. We'll see you on that start line, Des.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark.
Take care, mate.
Thanks. Bye. Well, there you go, guys. Straight from the horse's mouth. Hope you took something from that. I know there's lots of people looking forward to it. Like I say, Mark could definitely answer all that better than I can. So I kind of built that up and got him involved, and it was a pleasure to have him. I can't thank him enough for joining me this evening. Of course, we're all busy, so he's took some time out to help there. Moving on, bit of a different kind of question, and I thought I'd save this till after. We spoke about how much we're going to celebrate and enjoy the occasion there, and Dawn asked a question. We spoke a little bit about drink as well, which will be the first pub you go to, and for a pint, and why. Not quite sure. Fortunately, where I live, right on Trent Bridge here in Nottingham, there's quite a few pubs. The reason I will go to the pub, I can tell you that straight away, is to see people. It is the place we socialise. It's the place we meet up, where we can do it in huge numbers. And there's lots of people that we've missed. Of course, we tend to do that around our running groups as well. And it kind of depends when it is, I've got a few favourites locally. A few of them sell certain drinks, so it might just depend on what I want. But what I'm really looking forward to, despite the fact I'm looking to monitor my alcohol intake and what I do, is really get back out there, and socialise and mix with people, because that's definitely something we've missed, hasn't it? It's been a theme running throughout tonight's episode. It's just about sort of looking forward to the things we can do, making the most of it when we can, but doing all the things we have to until we get there. Keeping that connection going, keep thinking about it, keep getting out there, keep getting active, looking forward to the events. Again, I'll just reiterate, Mark's in full swing with with the team there, planning what's going to happen, all for our own enjoyment and for our benefits. So yeah, it's just a case of keep pushing on, guys, and we'll keep doing all the things we have to do. There's the DOdaily 7-day plan. We work off that different motivation each day. Get involved as much as you can. Keep watching. Keep subscribing. Keep asking for that. If you can help me in that sense, I'm trying to build those numbers. Tell your friends, get people involved. It's what we do on DOdaily and through Do Running is available to absolutely all. Whilst we're centred in Nottingham. And of course, I'll keep passing information across about local events and things that are happening. I'm trying to encourage people to take part. One thing lockdown has given us, going back to Ben's question, is it's given us the ability to reach out to even more people. So whilst I've got to sort of recreate those running groups on a local basis, one thing I do want to do is keep sort of making this offer available to all and keep getting people involved. And why can't we be the centre of something quite special? And I'm going to work hard at building that. As I always say, keep trying to improve DOdaily and the offering here. So thanks for all the questions, guys. Really, really appreciate it as ever. We're going to end with the throwback question. And it's kind of basically Ben's question. I thought it'd be interesting to ask your opinion. What's worked for you during lockdown? What are you going to miss? If you can post those up in any of the comments on any of the social media or videos over the next week, I'll pick them out. Don't worry about that. I'll always find them. It normally gets to about 5:30 on a Friday, and I'm scrambling them all together. Thursday, sorry, and I'm scrambling them all together, preparing for the video. But it's great to be busy as well. So I'll look out for those. If you can keep posting your questions in, absolutely anything you want. We don't always work off a theme. Sometimes it's a bit random, but today I thought I'd put all that together in that way because I thought it made total sense to do so. And it might just inspire you to think about signing up for the Robin Hood event, or just to inspire you to get out there for a walk tomorrow. Whatever it takes, it's just about persevering, isn't it, guys? email in anything you want to add. If you want to come on and speak about something, I'm more than happy to welcome you in. Like I say, keep liking, sharing and subscribing. That's the most important thing to get this thing built. You know, I promise I'll get better. Tomorrow's that 200th episode. That's amazing, isn't it? You know, really looking forward to saying I've done 200 of these. I'll be doing 200 more and 200 after that. So I'll keep improving. I can't do it without your support. And as ever on a Thursday, I kind of rely on that. So thanks again. Thanks to Mark. You know, join us in the morning. It'll probably be about 8 a.m. because I keep waking up and waiting for it to get light. Nothing worse than not seeing me at all. You know, on a video. I have done a couple in the dark, and it doesn't work quite as well as it should do. So until tomorrow, guys, thanks again. Get out there. I've still got to get out there. It's getting late now and getting cold, so I'm gonna have to force myself out the door, but I'll definitely do it. Stay strong, stay positive, and stay active. Just doing it.